What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another
My
video.
YouTube channel. I'm here today to talk about macronutrients.
The fuck are you doing?
I've got 100 subscribers.
Trying to do a YouTube video.
Hello.
Okay, so we're back in. It's another video. I was just speaking to a couple of clients today about the importance of skill acquisition and form, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So that is what inspired this video, because I feel like it's one of the most overlooked things or factors when it comes to lifting weights. Now, of course, we can break it down and we can explain it in all different ways, but I mean, at the end of the day, in its simple form, just lift weights, right? Not quite. Now, when I walk through a gym, and that is quite often, okay, the sad reality is most people are doing things wrong. Most people do not have the skill to complete the form or to complete the exercise effectively nor efficiently. And what I mean by that is they're not actually activating or maximally activating the muscle groups or the primary muscle groups needed for the movement. But not only that, they're generally doing something which is detrimental or dangerous. So when we look at skill acquisition, we look at how well can we learn a skill to manipulate the desired muscle groups through the given range of movement, the given range of movement depicted by the exercise, whether that's a lat pull down, a squat, a bench, a deadlift, etc. Now this sounds really simple, and it's not your fault, and it's not the client's fault either. I'm not going around going, oh, look at everyone doing everything wrong. I go around going, wow, look at how many people I can actually help here, if they are obviously willing to do so. And I always say this to new clients. I say, look, you come in the gym, you sign up for your membership, you get in the door, and no one really teaches you anything. Yeah, you might get a complimentary session, or most people go, I know what I'm doing, I'll be fine. Or in reality, they look at other people and it's the blind leading the blind. They'll look at someone who they think is fairly muscular, or someone that has got a better physique than them, and they think, well, if they're doing it this way, then this must be correct, which is actually what someone said to me today. And oftentimes, sadly, it is not correct. Just because that person may look more muscular or maybe bigger or stronger than you, it doesn't necessarily mean they're doing things correctly or, again, effectively. So when we look at effectiveness and efficiency, and I use these words a lot, okay, and you'll notice this throughout the vlogs, we're looking at how can we maximize and how can we take advantage of doing things in the best way possible so we can get better results, and also doing things in a way where we're not making them harder than harder for ourselves or harder than it has to be, which a lot of us are doing. So there's two main crucial points I want to talk about here, and the first one relates to the positive effects, okay, of learning how to lift correctly. And that main fact is that you will get a lot more development, you'll make a lot more progress, you'll be able to gain a lot more strength, whatever it is that your goal is. And I'm imagining if you're here watching my channel, your goal is to look sexy, all right? To look good naked, to feel good. It's holistic. It's, again, anything training, nutrition, lifestyle collectively. You want to build muscle, you want to improve your body composition, decrease fat, you want to look aesthetically pleasing, okay, that means looking good, you want to be symmetrical. So learning to use movements or use exercises and actually utilize and activate your muscle groups, I think is really underrated. Now there's obviously an element where we can talk about the mind-muscle connection, and that definitely has some merit, and of course there's sort of different avenues where we can go, oh, it's a bit woo-woo, you know, the mind-muscle connection, because it is more about, you know, accumulating volume over time, so your totality of weights that you're lifting, and not just weight on the bar, but your actual volume, so how much you're lifting each day, each week, each, you know, block, if you like, is that increasing? And that over time is progressive overload, and it's not always linear, it's undulating for the most part. So skill acquisition for enhancing aesthetics. Okay, so when we are doing a movement and we learn to put our body in the correct position, the lat pull down, we'll use as an example. It's notorious for people getting it wrong. We have people doing T-Rex arms in front of their body. We have people swinging on the weights as well. So we look at things like tempo. If you're using gravity to swing the weight, you're only getting perhaps 50% or a percentage of that movement. Whereas if you're going too slow on the opposite end of that, then you're probably going to over fatigue the muscle and you're not going to be able to acclimate or do as many reps and sets, which means you're not going to accumulate as much total tonnage or volume, or what we call mechanical tension through the body. So just to address a little point, people go, time under tension is key. It is not key, it is a factor, but if that was the case, I could walk around with this salt shaker all day and I'd have massive arms. And that is not the case in any sense of the word, because it lacks one of the fundamental principles, which is mechanical tension, which means we need to put enough tension or enough stress via intensity, via weight on that muscle, and then we need to accumulate that volume over time by saturating the body or conditioning the body, hence the term strength and conditioning, so we can then cause adaptations which tell the body, hey, you need to grow more muscle tissue. Okay, we need to get stronger, the central nervous system is stressed, and we all have these wonderful adaptations, which is strength and conditioning. Hence why it is one of the most effective ways to recompose one's body. It is the most intelligent way to recompose one's body if you want to increase lean mass and decrease body fat effectively. End of story. That's not my opinion, that is a fact. Now, back to performance. So we've got the lat pull down, okay? People are coming in front, they're swinging on it, they don't understand scapular retraction, okay? So that's putting your shoulder blades into a packed or retract position, so not protracted, the traps are not up, you're not gonna be pulling the shoulder out of alignment. You can effectively then put your shoulder blades in a safe position from the side, okay? I may put a video in here as well, and you can pull down effectively using the lat, which actually inserts a lot lower than you think, into the hip here, down towards the waist, I should say. Okay, which can give you, not only from an aesthetic point of view for a physique athlete, for a tapered V or X frame, if you like, okay, but also functionality as well. Because if we're symmetrical with our movements, we're going to avoid injuries because we're going to avoid more muscular imbalances, and we're also going to look, again, more symmetrical from a visual and an aesthetic standpoint, which is really what we want, because not only do we want to be functional for just everyday activities, but also to avoid, imbalances and injuries, okay? But we also want to look a certain way, and being symmetrical, which is something a lot of people overlook with aesthetics, is how you get a very, very, pleasing look to the eye, because it's about being in proportion, it's about developing the muscle groups in the right order, etc. And again, something that's very, very overlooked. Now, if we look at the opposite side of this, so we've got skill acquisition, which we talked about for technique, okay, and muscular development enhancement, but then we've got also, okay, injury prevention. So, once again, I've referenced this before, as a wise friend of mine always said, if you lift properly, you'll never get injured. If you lift properly, correctly, you'll never get injured. Let that sink in for a second. Duh, it sounds really simple. Why are we not doing it? Because we are unaware. Perhaps some of us are unaware. We have not been shown, we have not been given the skills, the tools. We are just let out in a gym and going loose and following, whatever the jack guy says, or the girl with the booty doing the booty bands or whatever, because she's got, whatever followers on Instagram. Or she might have her hair straightened and her makeup right that day. And again, that sounds a bit, harsh, but this is what's happening. And I'm not having a go, but I need to create an awareness of people, because otherwise it's, again, the blind leading the blind, and people getting more misled, and there's more minutiae, and there's more social media going around at the minute, and it's who do you believe? And as I've mentioned in other videos, look at not only their physique, but look at what they practice and what they preach. What are they doing for other people? Are they able to do it for other people? Okay, have you met this person in person? Do you have a good gauge of who they are? Because you can hide a lot from social media, okay? And a lot of people, at the end of the day, they're just giving people the same thing that they've done for themselves, or they have one or two clients that they've kind of done all right with, or perhaps they just really look good from themselves. And again, I know a lot of people in a lot of gyms that brush up real good on Instagram, and I see them in person and I hardly recognize them. And I wasn't even meaning to make that mistake. I'm just like, oh shit, that's nothing like who you are, physically or mentally. So just a caveat there, and a bit of a side note, or a rant if you like. But anyway, back to injury prevention. So again, if we learn to use these exercises correctly, then we can train more, again, effectively. We can avoid injury. So again, we don't take ourselves out of the gym. We can do the thing we enjoy, but we're also going to get to where we want to go. And remember, if we're injured to a degree, we can't train. If we continue to injure ourselves, we can't then build that muscle, improve the way we look, or again, gain those things that we desire with strength training. So skill acquisition is something that I really focus on. I'm a form Nazi, okay? I've always been that way. That's been drummed into me since the day I started lifting, and I'm always trying to improve it, and there's always room for improvement, and I'm always looking at my form, and I'm always trying to critique it, without over-analyzing it. But a lot of the time, if you invest in good coaches, in good resources, in people who can teach you how to do these exercises properly, you're going to be able to fast forward your success. You're going to avoid injury, you're going to avoid frustration, you're going to save time and money, and you're actually going to make progress and not spin your wheels, which is what most of you will be doing. And most people in the gym, 90%, they never ever get past the beginner phase. When you go into a gym, you can throw any shit at the wall and it will stick, because you're just adapting. But after that phase, okay, you have to get a bit smarter. The body adapts, and you can't keep putting weight on the bar. So how do you progress? Well, fortunately, again, my academy is due to be out very soon. It's going to be coming within the next month, okay? Now, again, shameless plug here, but I've only got so many hours in one day. There is some amazing coaches out there, and I'm always happy to recommend them. There is also a section on my site, soon to become Affiliate Professionals, where I actually recommend some of the best coaches, peers and practitioners in the world, some of whom I work alongside, and they mentor me. Okay, they may be a better fit for you. They may be able to take you on. They may be in your area. These people will not lead you astray. Good professionals are few and far between, especially in this saturated market where I am in Australia, in the Gold Coast. Everyone's a PT, everyone's a fitness model, everyone's famous, everyone's getting lit and living the best life, right? But very few people are actually genuine and authentic about it. However, there's some amazing people here. And as I always say, the best part about coming into a saturated market is that if you're good, you stand out like a sore thumb and you do really well, because the standard is actually really low. How many drivers on the road? How many good ones, right? Think about that. So again, website, affiliates, perhaps if someone's not in your area, check that out. But podcast, guys, the links in the description below. I put a lot of free information out there. I've got some more very talented guests coming up very soon. They're regular. We extrapolate the truths, we avoid the niceties, and we try and raise the industry standard. That's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about trying to provide better level of education, as well as always improving my own education and mindset to hopefully pass that forward and help you avoid the mistakes that I made, save money, and actually achieve the goals that you want. Because the fact of the matter is, it's not as complicated as you think, but it does take a little bit of education to do so, especially if you want something a bit more than average, okay? The academy, I've mentioned this, okay? I have got skill acquisition videos in this academy that I've filmed. It'll start off with a library around 10 exercises, your most important compound lifts. I'll be talking you how to do these, talking you through how to do these, okay? We have the way they are videoed, it will show you from all different perspectives. It will go through all of the keynotes, and over time that video library will grow, okay? They're easy to absorb, they're quick, they're short, they're sweet, but they don't oversimplify, but they make sure they touch on the key points. And then they're going to advance, and they're going to have more advanced and intermediate versions of those videos over time, bespoke to, again, the appropriate level. So as you go in this academy, you'll have your own login. What you can expect to see is a training, nutrition, lifestyle, injury prevention, food. There's going to be more and more and more as the library grows, in-depth key topics, where it's almost like a course, and myself and many other peers and practitioners, we will teach you how to master these areas of your life. We will teach you the fundamental principles so you can think better, you can avoid all of the bullshit and the clowns out there, and actually go forth and achieve what you want without all the BS, okay? And as you go through, you'll have to make sure that you do the most important factors, okay? So it's all sequential. You can't jump ahead to the advanced stuff. You have to start off with the base, if you like, of the pyramid. It's in order of priority, and then you progress from there, and you'll answer little questionnaires along the way. So that's what you can expect from the academy. There's much more to come on that. Again, I'm really passionate about it because I've been working on this for years, and it allows me to help anyone, anywhere, anytime. a coach in your pocket. And again, paired with industry professionals to keep that quality high and to also reference and check my knowledge, but also to give you even more value so you can ensure that you get the results that you desire and that you deserve. All right, I'm gonna leave it there because once again, I'm rambling. I hope you took something out of this video. Okay, key points, remember skill acquisition is key. Do never overlook the quality of the form. Muscle development, injury prevention, main things, and then everything else included as well, okay? As always, guys, give this video a like if you've not already, okay? High value stuff coming at you every week amongst other videos, other resources, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, podcasts. We're getting more and more quality information out there every week. Make sure you share this video around as well and subscribe for more so you can stay tuned and not miss out every week on these videos that you can take snippets of golden nuggets from and actually implement them to improve your training, your lifestyle, your nutrition, or whatever it is that you want to do. So until next time, guys, as always, stay fearless and I'll be seeing you soon. What are you doing? It's on the mic.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
You gotta plug it in.
Oh, okay.